Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey everybody, this is Alex, and this is the Ramble. We go until midnight tonight from New York, New York. The city so nice they named it twice. Oh, there she is.
Hola.
Lori Thompson, in case you forget, her name is right under her picture.
That's so helpful.
Yes.
Sometimes I tire on, yeah.
So, I'd say, what's the weather like? And you'd say the same as it was last week.
Well, no, it fluctuates. See, being in the Panhandle, Miami, you got your heat and sunshine almost all the time.
By the way, can I tell you a quick story? I mean,
yeah.
Then we can go on with that. There's this woman who got a hold of me, and they're doing a movie on the public access in New York, a documentary.
Yeah, because you did the show Midnight Blue.
Yeah, right? Of course I did Midnight Blue for public access. And they got a hold of me, and they wanted to talk to me about it, and they found me engaging, and of course I am. And they want to use me in the film, and maybe even do some kind of consulting, for it. And the producer is Steve Buscemi. Yeah, and so I'm going to. They wanted to have lunch with me, but she said, "I seem to remember that you said that in wintertime you go down to Florida," and I think that's a misconception that all Jews go to Florida for the winter.
Yes. And all Midwestern.
This Jew ain't getting anywhere near Florida. I hate Florida, right?
Right.
So I wrote her back and I said, "Florida? Never." I said, "But that's another story." I said, "Sure, I'll have lunch with you." But, I was so outraged, that she thought that I lived in Florida during the winter. So.
Yeah, well, that's why I was hesitant to tell people I take cruises, because to me it was old people playing shuffleboard.
That's what it sounds like to me. And by the way, I hate to say this, but you're what, 62 now?
63, you're being generous.
63, I'm about ready to hit 84. But you're, in fact, by the time this plays, maybe I already have hit 84. Anyway.
Because you have the same birthday as my daddy.
Huh? Really?
You have the same birthday as my dad.
Yeah.
And my phone number is that birthday.
Oh, really? 1218?
Yeah, that's the last 4 digits of my phone number.
Wow. Yeah. I wish I could get that. Anyway, so where was I?
You're just talking about cruises in Florida.
Oh, cruises in Florida and
elderly
cruises.
Stereotypes.
And I just so I just I don't want to get anywhere near Florida if I don't have to. I would love to come visit you, but it's too close to Miami.
Yeah, because we have a guest room, but it is.
Are the people
Florida.
where you live up above? Because in a state, there can be a whole different sense of culture and propriety and so on and so forth.
Yes, very much.
I hope that you're living in a better place in Miami for that kind of thing.
Oh, much. It's a little town. It's a tiny town, and I didn't want to live in a town with Fort in their name. So we found a little boutique town. It's got about 17,000 people, and it's close to those big Panhandle towns, but it's not of that. You don't get that idea when you're in it. I mean, you're 15 minutes max from everything. People are friendly. It's a small town. It reminds me of the Midwest a little bit, except it's warmer. Yeah. And so you have to look for what you want. Just don't go to Florida blind and buy a house. And we like our house. It's people always aggrandize their houses. Ours is really cool. We like it. We can walk our kayak to the water, and just it's perfect for us. It's 2 stories, and I've thought twice about that. But I was raised in 2-story homes. I'm always more comfortable in 2-story homes. You don't have to hit the stairmaster. You live in a 2-story home. See?
Yeah.
You get your exercise.
Well, we had a what is it? What's the one everybody's getting with the cycle that has a trainer's
Peloton.
Peloton. We had a Peloton here. Marjorie bought a Peloton.
She did. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now there are Peloton celebrities, people that are writing memoirs.
Well, can I say, first of all, I did ride the Peloton. Not often, but I rode it. And the reason I didn't ride it a lot was it hurt my ass.
Yeah, maybe you needed a cushion or a different seat.
They kept saying, "Oh, here's a seat." Nothing worked,
No.
Plus, when I used to have a bike, and I used to have one in the marina, I used to get on the bike. I used to drive out the bike out to Fort Point, come back as I'm going. Oh, hey, that's nice over there. That's nice over there. Oh,
yeah.
Look at the scenery. When you're on a bike, stationary bike, right? None of that. Except on the Peloton, this is true. They have these various courses you can go on. So
right, meaning
they take photographs or take movies of going somewhere on a bike.
Yeah.
So you do that for about 20 minutes and you're fine.
But
the one I always had on was the same exact course I took out to Fort Point every day. They had one going out to Fort Point, so I did that one. What the hell,
Yeah, that makes sense. Because I didn't think about that, because I'm anti any equipment, large equipment that sits in my house. To me, it's just, if you use it, and you do for a while, but then it just sits there as a big beacon of your failure.
The end story of this is after spending, $2,500 on this thing?
They're not cheap. They're not like a yoga mat.
About 6 months later, Marjorie sold the damn thing.
Yes, that happens. That's
only got about $1,200 for it, but what the hell? It wasn't in the house anymore.
Yeah, it's like it satisfied your interest, and you found out that it was okay, but then got a little bit of your money back. That's the way to do it.
Well, this was also during COVID. So, that was the only way some people could. Peloton did great during COVID.
Oh, yeah.
They almost went out of business when it was over.
Yeah, and people, the business people buy on that.
You know why they almost went bankrupt? What happened is during COVID, they got this just huge influx of business.
Yeah.
So they went out and bought all the stuff they needed to make the bikes. And they overbought.
Yes.
Because they were buying when there was COVID. They weren't buying when there wasn't COVID. And so they had this inventory that, was just choking them.
That's why it takes an astute business executive to go, this is a fluke. But we didn't know with COVID. I mean, I'm not defending their decision. But with COVID, it was like it could end. There could be a vaccine next week. Or in 5 years, maybe it's the plague. I mean, I think a lot of people thought this could be our version of the plague.
Did I tell you how I dodged a bullet? I was having my prostate worked on. First,
massaged.
First with what do you call it? With radiation.
Right.
Which was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the radiation.
You get to read a lot of new magazines.
No, this thing moves around, and it's like you're in a room all alone with it while they're moving it around and so on.
Really?
And it becomes your pal. You're lying there, and every now and then the thing will come around, and the eye is looking right at you, and you go, "Hi, how you doing? Had a nice day?" I mean, that was fun. It was like But then the other part of it was me getting the seeds implanted in my prostate.
I've heard there's a lot of success with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So far, I'm a success story. But I didn't have bad prostate cancer. I kind of had, what they did is they were cutting it off at the pass. Okay.
Yeah. Now, can you feel the seeds?
But what?
Can you feel the seeds?
No, oh no, no.
No, you can't feel
They
them.
put about 100 of them in there, and they're all radiation. I said, is there anything I shouldn't do? And he said, well, don't put babies or pregnant ladies on your lap.
Really?
Of course. You're irradiated. I mean, if you brought a Geiger counter over to my house, you come, yeah, hey. But they and the seeds then die after about 3 months, and I still have the seeds in my prostate, but they're not active at all. But anyway, so they had to do the prostate seed implantation. Okay.
Yeah.
So I go to the hospital, and this is Mount Sinai, and I get all the gear on, everything I'm supposed to get on to get ready for this thing, you know.
Your
And
surgery
the
battle
the
suit.
woman asked me a whole bunch of questions, you know, and there's a whole thing, and there's a whole setup before you go into the operating room. Basically, the stuff they were doing basically said to me, please don't sue us. You know, they're doing all this stuff just to make sure they're not getting sued. And I'm waiting for the doctor to go up to the operating room. And they say, the doctor's coming down. He wants to talk to you. And he comes down and he said, we're not going to be able to do it today. I said, why? He said, well, there's just one piece of equipment I need that I ordered, and they didn't go and buy. And what it is do you know where the taint is? That's a place between your genitals and your ass, and a taint genital and taint ass. That's how it gets the name. And it's a little metal thing he puts in there so that he can guide the needles in. And they forgot to order one. This is the biggest,
like
Mount Sinai, the biggest hospital in America practically. The most well-known hospital in America. And they forget. And I said, well, that's a pain in the ass. He says, you think it is? He says, I'm pissed. He says, I got to really yell at them after we're through here.
Right, can't you get those on
But
Amazon?
we'll call you on Monday and we'll make another appointment. So they call me Monday, they make another appointment. It's like later that week. And later that week, I go in, I get the whole thing done, you know. And that's a whole long story, too, that I'm not going to go into. But because they killed me. They couldn't put me out because they said, you're too old, we don't want to put you out. We don't want to take but we can give you a spinal. Now I never had anything like that, but it's not a problem. Spinals aren't any big deal. The only problem is after I was through with the seat implantation, they take me down to recovery, and I can't feel anything below my waist.
That's
and
alarming.
It took 3 hours for it to wear off. And I felt like I have a friend who is a paraplegic, and I know what it's like to be him. I mean, just the idea that nothing below you works, below your midsection works.
You can tell it all you want.
But anyway, the story I was trying to get to here is in reference to COVID. 1 week later, COVID hit full force. They started enforcing all the rules, and the hospital said no surgery that isn't completely, utterly necessary. And, this was elective surgery. This wasn't regular surgery, right?
Right. You got it under the wire. If I
had waited 1 week or that, or they didn't wait, they waited for 2 weeks to get me in there, I would have never been able to get it till after COVID. And by then, the cancer could have spread.
Yeah. So, and there are so many instances like that in our lives.
Yeah.
We can remember mistakes we made, but what about mistakes we didn't make?
Exactly.
I'm grateful for those.
Well, is there any part of your life, or let's say your career, could be anything, where you could have gone left but you went right, and the best way to go was left?
Yeah. Well, to move to San Francisco, I was union in St. Louis, AFTRA, and at the time, Live 105 wasn't even Live 105. It was Kit's Hot Hits.
Kit's Hot Hits, yeah.
I had to take a pay cut. I didn't know anybody in San Francisco except the people that I was moving with, and they had all two of them, the one responsible for taking us to San Francisco, had gotten fired along with his assistant because it looked on the surface like they were having blatant affairs. I mean, 3-hour lunches, come back with wine on their breath, and it was extremely believed that that's what got them fired. And so I said, to myself, if they don't curb that, at least the visuals of it, that same thing's going to happen again. And it's similar. It was similar to what happened in San Francisco. And in a year, they were gone. And I'm like, what in the world am I going to do? I'm out here. My allies are gone. And it was a scary year.
What were you doing for work at that point?
I was still at Live 105.
You were Live 105, okay.
Yeah, because I thought, that's when I was in St. Louis, I thought, if that's going to happen again, I will be stranded in San Francisco. But I had carved an identity. I love San Francisco. They didn't like it and made jokes about, gays and other San Francisco. I loved it. I was a kid in a candy store in San Francisco. And so that was sensed by the people at the station that I wasn't really in that pack. I didn't think like that. I was a little more open-minded than that.
Yeah.
So they let me stay on. And that was good. But it was a nervous time. It was very anxiety.
Yeah, but that's not a case of going right when you should have gone left. That's a case of you did turn left when you could have gone right. In other words, you made the right choice.
Yes.
Yeah, but did you ever make the wrong choice?
I don't know because
I'll tell you my wrong choice.
What was it?
Oh, it happened in San Francisco.
What?
Do you remember there was a time there where it looked like I was leaving to go to Washington, D.C.?
I remember rumors of it, yeah.
Yeah. Not Washington, actually, right outside Washington, WJFK. I had been approached by WJFK to come to WJFK, and they were willing to offer me the same money I was making in San Francisco, which was quite substantial.
It was.
But they were willing to also offer me syndication.
Oh my gosh, that would have been. So,
but here's the thing: the station was run by what's his name? My mind these days, I'll remember the name.
Was it Ted Turner?
No, it was a guy who was Howard Stern's boss over at...
Mel Karmazin?
Mel Karmazin. Mm-hmm. And it was run by Mel Karmazin. It was one of the Infinity stations. Mm-hmm. And so they flew us to Washington, my business manager and I, and showed us the station and talked to us and told us how much they wanted me and so on and so forth. Yeah. And then we went back to California. And while we're deciding, we finally decided I'm going to go to Washington.
Oh, you're going to take it?
I hated to do it because I really felt that I liked Live 105. They've been very good to me. The guy who was our general manager, Pat, was
we had two good ones. Yeah.
He was one of the good guys.
Yeah.
And I felt that by leaving him, I would be betraying the station to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. But the offer was really good.
Yeah.
And to work with Mel Karmazin was probably really good too.
Yeah.
So then, just before I'm about ready to say to Live 105, I'm leaving, I'm going, or maybe I already said that, I'm talking to them and they say, well, Mel Karmazin will not let you go and will not take you on until you leave. In other words, he doesn't want to... Well, Mel Karmazin was kind of a really ethical radio guy. He didn't want to be accused of stealing somebody from somebody else.
Yeah, okay.
So they decided, well, why not we can't do it unless you quit. Once you quit, we will then hire you.
And see, in radio, that's kind of an iffy situation.
Well, let's also put this in another context. Mel Karmazin had one talent on Infinity, and on his radio stations, syndicated, that was doing very well. His name was Howard Stern. And he had Howard Stern on in San Jose. And I was beating the pants off of Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And he wanted a San Francisco station to put Howard Stern on.
Right. Yeah. And I've often told people that if the technology had been around, you would be the deal that Howard Stern became.
So at the last moment, I thought about it and said, I don't trust Mel Karmazin. I just don't know the guy well enough. And he had this just horrible reputation about coming into stations and yelling at general managers. And there's a classic story, I don't know how true it is, where he's walking down the street and all of a sudden he sees somebody who he wants to go yell and scream at across the street, and he walks across Fifth Avenue and starts yelling and screaming at him, and the guy says, Mel, don't do that, you're going to be hit by a car, and he yells back, no car's going to hit Mel Karmazin till I say he can. Now, I don't know if that's a true story or not. I'd like to believe it, okay? But anyway, there were all these stories about Mel Karmazin and whatever, and so I didn't go with Mel Karmazin.
Yeah, well,
that was my mistake.
Well, Ben, but you don't know. See,
no, but I do know. I do know because I did wind up working for Mel Karmazin.
Yeah,
at Sirius XM, he came to be the head of Sirius XM, and I went, well, I guess I'm gone, and I was still there. And then one day there was a point at which Sirius XM was going to go under because the stock market that they had, their shares went down to 5 cents. Okay, and I remember there was this weekend in which Mel Karmazin went in, found buyers for 40% of the station, and saved it. Okay.
Yeah.
And on Monday, I'm in the break room, and there's Mel. Mm-hmm. And so I sheepishly walk up to Mel and say, "Hi, Mel. I'm Alex Bennett." He says, "I know you, Alex. I'm a fan."
Yay!
And I went, "This isn't the guy I heard about." And
because he's a legend in our industry.
Yeah, he was. What I misread about Karmazin is that he would yell at his general managers. He was a taskmaster with his sales staffs. But when it came to talent, he did nothing but respect it.
That is a cool, rare
and
quality.
As long as Mel was at Sirius XM, I was at Sirius XM. It was like, I'm sure it was like, okay, well, if we got to fire people, blah, 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 but don't touch Alex. I always got that feeling.
That's a great security feeling.
Yeah.
And you know what? And Mel and Martha Stewart sat right behind me at the Atlanta Olympics. And I'm just saying they were pretty friendly. I'm not implying anything, but I remember that, and then I remember occasional visits. But he had his next in command, a guy named Dan Mason.
Yes, I had Dan Mason. Yeah,
I adore Dan Mason. It came to him to fire Johnny Steele and I, and I have never imagined that someone could be so gracious in firing a person. He arranged an interview for me the next day. He was wonderful, and I will listen. And I had a voiceover, so I had to.
I've heard nothing. I met Dan Mason on one occasion, and I've heard nothing but wonderful things about him.
He's awesome. I would go to the mat for Dan Mason.
Yeah, well, they treated talent beautifully, even in your case of getting fired. But the reason why I finally got fired, I think, was because they got rid of Mel Karmazin. He left. Mm-hmm. And now I'm out there waving in the wind. And the next thing I know, I'm being let go.
Well, Dan Mason was so good about communicating the reasons for your writing, the business reasons, and doing it so respectfully.
They brought in Howard Stern. That was that was a financial reason why. It was their talent.
he said, we keep you on because we like what you're doing, but we already own Howard Stern. That was exactly how he put it. We own Howard Stern. And that's what they were doing. We saw the writing on the wall because they were buying markets and they were buying stations in major markets and putting in Stern.
Yeah, they're putting in Stern. I mean, that wasn't the only reason they bought the stations, but when they did, they put in Stern. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons I didn't take that deal from Karmazin is I got the feeling they were trying to get me out of the way to get Stern in there, because you remember at that point they had already bought our station, if I remember correctly, our little adventures in radio.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? We know what happened. We don't know what nearly happened in so many situations.
Yeah,
good, bad, different.
But I may have made a big mistake by not going to Washington. On the other hand, I could have gone to Washington and it could have been a disaster.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So we always aggrandize what we didn't do, and yet there are 4,000 million downsides.
Well, what happened was also, we're going to go over here, but to hell with it. I enjoy this.
Which possible?
At Live 105, they said, please stay. And I said, well, they're offering me syndication. They said, we'll syndicate you.
Really?
Yeah. And they never made good on it.
Because Bennett, I mean, I have told so many people, Stern's timing was right. He listened to you in college, didn't he? When he was in college?
Yeah.
When you were on in New York?
Yeah.
And the technology.
Listen, he has admitted to people I know privately, Alex was my major influence.
Yeah, and you can see
on the air. He will say, "Oh, when I was at Sirius XM and I was there, he came into my show because he was mad about something I said about him, about somebody who worked for him." Okay, but that's a whole nother long story. But he said on the air, "Alex Bennett, I didn't think he was here anymore." Of course, you knew I was there, Howard.
Right. There's posturing, and then there's what we really know.
And I mean, yes, he was a big success, but he did in many ways steal my act.
There were so many similarities.
In fact, he stole two acts. I'll have to tell you, he stole two acts. I also did Midnight Blue for a while when I was in New York.
Which was an adult show.
Show. He took the aspects of that show and applied it to his.
Very true.
To his
Very
career.
true.
So if I never said to myself, let's see, if I take my regular persona and I add the sex that I did on Midnight Blue, maybe I could be a big success. Nah, but that's what Howard Stern became.
Yeah, and we're all an amalgam of so many.
Also, he had one other thing, one other key to Howard's success, and that other key was Mel Karmazin. This was a guy that totally believed in what he was doing and stood by him. If you and I were working at a radio station and the FCC said, we're putting charges against you, we're thinking of fining your radio station $5,000 for what Alex Bennett did on the show or what Lori Thompson did or whatever, we'd be out the door. Right?
Probably.
Right? Mm-hmm. Probably. No, not probably. It would be. Karmazin stuck through him. The fines came. He fought the fines. He did all that needed to be done to stand up for Stern. Well, I got to admire that. And that's the reason Stern became a success, because he allowed these charges and stuff against him to become a national story because they were fighting it. And I don't know, Mel, I have nothing but the greatest respect for Mel.
Same here, but I just adored him.
There would be no Howard Stern without Mel Karmazin.
Right. And just like there would be no Katie Couric without Jeff Zucker. Everybody who, a lot of people.
Anyway, we better get going here. Otherwise, people are going to get mad at me because I'm not going to let them talk tonight. So I'll let all three people that call me, You know.
We'll ship out. Time for us to vamoose.
But let's do this again. Let's see here. We got Christmas coming up, but we'll have to figure that one out. Maybe we'll do one before Christmas or something.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And anyway, have a nice couple of weeks, and I'll see you next time in a week. I don't know when this. I have to look at the calendar to see when this is going out. Anyway, hey, I love you, dear. I really do.
Yeah.
You know.
I love you, Ben.
It gets. I get more and more warm in the heart every time I talk to you. That's Lori Thompson, ladies and gentlemen. She will warm the cockles of your heart.
Now in its 9th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
There we go. Hey, how are you? Welcome back to our program. Once again, this is a Thursday version of it, and then there'll be a Friday version, and then I won't have to do anything until the following Monday. So, you know, that's the way it goes, folks. That's the way it goes. I only have one person waiting, but it's a quality caller. So I got to admit that it's a quality caller. Let me go to him here. Hold on a second. Zoom. There we go. Okay. Hi, Kevin. It's just you and me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What? You act like that's not too terribly exciting.
What happened there?
I don't know. It always happens on Thursdays. I'm really beginning to think of not doing shows on Thursday because
it can't be a football game.
No, it's nothing. It's just every Thursday it's the same damn thing, you know. So
it's a crap football game, I'll tell you that right now.
Is there a football game on right now?
Yeah.
What?
Raiders are playing San Diego 49-7.
49-7?
Yeah, and I think 42 of those points came in the first quarter.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It's a bludgeoning.
By the way, where'd you get the red wristband? That's kind of cool.
What's that?
Your wristband on your watch is red, right?
Oh, yeah. That's my 49er wristband, see?
Oh, really? They make them, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you're...
You get anything you want on Amazon.
You're a 49er fan, are you?
You think? Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let Brian know. Don't let Brian know.
Oh, yeah. Well, Brian's what? What team is his?
He's an Eagle.
Eagle. But that's Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah.
See, it's funny. I don't know sports, but you name a team, and I can usually tell you the town it's from. I don't know why. It's maybe just every time I ever heard it, it registered in my cranium.
Yeah, it's probably because it's been pounded into you over the years so many times.
Well, what was the team I saw? Now, answer me this one. There's a team called the Utah Jazz. They're a basketball team, right?
Yep.
How did they get a name Utah Jazz? I mean,
I don't know.
What do they have to do with jazz? There are a bunch of Mormons up there, for crying out loud.
I know you would think it would be Memphis Jazz and Utah Grizzlies, and that's the opposite.
They didn't go to Utah from like New Orleans or something, did they?
I don't think so.
Because I think it would make sense if it was the New Orleans Jazz, you know.
Yeah,
but
no.
Why they just?
No, I don't think so.
Where'd they come up with just the Jazz? I mean, how do you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they were in. No, I don't think they moved.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that much about basketball movement.
Well,
where people were and what they were doing.
I probably for the rest of my life should have a team I root for, right? You know. So
yeah, if you want.
So would the
don't go to the Jets?
Would the 49ers be a good one?
Sure, you're from out here.
Oh, okay.
Right now they're winning.
Oh, okay. All right.
You can jump on the bandwagon.
Okay. Now the Raiders are where now? They're in Las Vegas.
Yes.
See, how do I know this stuff? I don't pay attention to football, but I know that.
Probably because we bitched about it before.
Because we bitched about it? No, I know. I just. It seems I subconsciously pay attention to this stuff. You know.
It happens.
Oh, here we go.
On here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You'll get it.
Jeff?
Hello there.
Oh,
You got it.
Did you get it? You got it.
I have no echo.
Good.
That's
There
good.
is no echo.
Yeah, there's no echo.
You got it, Jeff. You're
Yeah.
good.
Thank you.
Let's see here. So we're talking sports. Technically, we're talking sports
heard
right
that.
now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to keep that Emmy.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the Emmy. Once a year, I have to somehow talk sports in order to keep the Emmy. There was a sports reporter, trying to remember his name now, who used to do my show all the time, who was with the Oakland Tribune, was he? I'm trying to remember now. But he was with the Chronicle. I can't remember. But anyway, he did my show all the time. He did my show like on Mondays, and would come to report what had happened over the weekend in sports and so on. And at one point, when I won that Emmy, he said, "I demand you give it back." He said, "How did you win an Emmy for sports?" I said, "Well, it goes like this." What it wasn't even really, it wasn't like me reporting sports. Our show that I was on called the Beta Breakers Wrap-Up Show, which was a race run every year in San Francisco. I did this report on it. I was part of the reporting on it. And I did this piece called The Lazy Man's Guide to the Beta Breakers. And that was one of the pieces we did in the Beta Breakers wrap-up show. Well, the wrap-up show won the Emmy that year for the best sports program. And so consequently, everybody that was involved in that show got an Emmy. That's how I got my sports Emmy.
How come I don't see it on the mantle back there? Should
Because
be on the mantle.
it's actually in the living room.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if this is a picture of my living room. Sure, right? Hold on a second. See it over.
Oh, is it back there?
I see it. I see it.
There. See, I can't. I don't know how to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
see it
there
up
we
on the
go.
shelf.
Right there.
Up on the shelf. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
right
is.
there. That's one of them.
Okay.
So I can't tell you where the other one is. The other one's on the other side, but we can't see it. But there you have my Emmy. So you happy now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've proven that you have it.
Yeah. Plus, this isn't really my background. This is a green screen here. So
Yeah.
whatever.
But it's there.
Yeah. Let's see here. Who else signed on here? Wait a minute. Scott Boddicker.
Looks like,
Hello, Scott. You there?
if it's the real Scott.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me put my face on here for the time being. Are you there, Scott?
Spelled it right, so that's good. That's a hard one to fake.
Yeah, I would think so. Scott? Scott.
Alex,
Yes.
Right.
can you hear me?
I can
Yeah, he's
hear
in a
you. We just
closet.
can't see you.
Well-
in Iowa.
He's
Oh,
falling.
there.
And he can't get
Yeah,
up.
there, I can see your hand now. Where are you? Have you been kidnapped?
He's falling and he can't get up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
I see. I see. I see. Okay. Okay.
Oh boy.
Talking about football. With
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, go
Can you
ahead,
hear me?
Scott. Can you hear us?
yes.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
Oh!
Wait a minute.
Oh!
Is that a dog?
No,
Oh, okay. Is that you that I saw there for a second?
that was Charlene.
No. Charlene is not a dog.
You said that, not me.
No, I think he's drunk tonight.
Yep. Me too.
See,
Oh,
I see
Charlene, she-
I
There are
see-
his eyeballs. I can see his glasses.
Those are his
reflecting,
eyeballs. They look like the eyeballs of Satan.
right?
I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere right now.
Ouch.
Well, apparently.
That's obvious.
Iowa. I don't know what I look like. It's fucking freezing up here. I know that.
Where are you?
Must-
where
must
are
be
you?
Iowa.
Are you in Iowa?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So it's freezing up there. And you're outside.
It's-
Are you
It's a
outside?
little cool.
Are you
That's
outside?
cool.
Are you outside?
Yes. Yes, sir.
What are you doing outside? What's the temperature?
About 22.
Oh, good. Okay, well, let me see here.
I get better reception outside than I do inside.
Yeah, well, I don't want anybody dying because they wanted to come on this program.
Oh, I love you, Alex. You know that.
No, I don't want you to die. It's 22 degrees
okay.
out there.
It's okay if I die. It's okay.
I mean, so you're in Iowa. What are you doing in Iowa? What's up in Iowa?
Oh, I'm just enjoying. I came up for the winter.
For the winter? You went there for the winter?
Oh, early December. Okay. Yeah.
Couldn't have come up with a better place to go for the winter. You know.
No, there is no place better than Iowa. Trust me.
Well, I said something horrible to Marjorie the other day. I said, you know, every day as I get older, the idea of Florida sounds like a better idea.
No. Florida's for that.
Because today we went out to get some lunch, and every bone in my body was aching because it was freezing out there.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sorry, all your bones start aching as you get older. That's a
well,
fact.
You are very old. It's okay.
Oh, well, thank you very much. As of Monday, I will be extremely old.
85?
84. Don't rush it. You know. Oh, here comes Tony. Here comes Tony. I hope he isn't freezing his balls off somewhere. You know. How are your testicles doing in that weather?
Mine?
Yes.
Or Tony?
Yours. I don't care about Tony's testicles.
It's like 50 degrees.
Not much going on.
Yeah. So, anyways, what did you say?
It was 50 degrees in Iowa today.
Wait, I just thought you said it was 22.
Well, that's what it is now, but
it got up to 50 and then it goes down to 22.
It was dark.
Yeah. It's cold today.
Well, my suggestion would be to you, you know, come home. It's warmer in Texas.
He moved? I'm not sure. What the hell is he doing there?
He didn't move there. He goes up to Iowa for some reason. I don't know. He cheats on his wife or something. Some shippy up there.
Get out. They got the caucus coming up there in 30 days. Just hang around.
What?
Don't they have the Iowa caucus in like 30 days?
No, not in 30 days. Well, maybe you're right.
Oh, no. Remember you guys went up there. You said it was nice when you went to Iowa.
Oh, I enjoyed the caucuses. They were interesting to watch, you know.
I want a caucus in Iowa.
You stay there because you're going to be there soon.
You want the caucus in Iowa, or you want
Maybe you went to the diner.
I'm not registered in Iowa, but I would love the caucus.
Yeah, well, you know, the caucuses are interesting. I don't know why they mean anything to anybody though, because they don't mean shit to a tree. You know?
Yes, you're correct, sir.
Yeah, I mean they don't. Everybody goes, "Ooh, who's going to win the Iowa caucus?" Well,
they used to say there was a barometer, wasn't that, Alex, years ago? Like,
no, people don't realize that it's not a thing where people go into a voting booth and check off a name. What this is, you go to a local school or auditorium or something, and then if you're a Democrat, you go into one auditorium, and if you're going to a Republican, you go into another. And then people get up and they give speeches for each of the major candidates, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
And try to convince people. Then everybody gets in lines. Have you ever been to one of these things, Scott?
I'd like to see that.
They get in.
I have been to one in Texas. Yes.
Oh, do they have caucuses in Texas?
They used to, but they outlawed or they changed the rules.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
But the thing is, they then say, "Okay, everybody, line up if you're for so and so." They have the name of the candidate and a picture of them, and then everybody would line up in front of the picture, and then they start counting how many people are in each line. Meanwhile, there are these people from each of the candidates going around to the other lines trying to convince people to leave their line to get in the other line.
You are correct, sir.
Am I right? It's the whole process. And I found it just fascinating. I found it.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
It doesn't.
Not fascinating, bizarre.
It doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove anything about popularity. It's just a process, and not everybody. If you don't go to the caucus, at that particular given hour and time, then you don't get to vote in the caucuses. So it's very strange. Did I pretty much explain it correctly?
The best of my knowledge, you have nailed it.
Okay. Does anybody understand what I just said?
Probably not.
Okay. All right. Because it's a different process. It's a really incredible little process.
Don't vote, you caucus.
You don't vote, you caucus. Right.
Right.
Yeah. You don't vote, do caucus.
The caucus
was the guy from the 80s.
The what?
Dukakis?
Yeah. You remember?
The Massachusetts guy.
Maybe the worst candidate ever for president.
He was bad, yeah. Remember, he was kind of odd. Like,
well, I mean, he just,
nothing. Like charisma, nothing.
He was really short, right? And what did he do? Oh, yeah. Then what he decided to do was go ride in a tank with a helmet on. And when that picture hit the press, nobody voted for him.
I mean, that was kind of chaotic, really. Yeah. It's like, who's giving him like well, that's a good idea. No, it's not.
He was like DeSantis.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. I forgot about that.
The tank is the equivalent of DeSantis's cowboy boots.
Those are horrible, Alex. I mean, do you think when they get dressed, somebody's dressing him and say, "You look good"? I mean, they can't really believe it's going to fly, right?
Well, it depends. It depends on who you have around you. The best kind of person to have around you in that kind of situation is somebody who isn't a yes man, but let you know when you're doing wrong.
Yeah, like Alex, you don't want me asking this. When you were doing the big shows and stuff, did you actually would they lay your clothes out for you, or you have somebody, or would you dress yourself if you were going to do like the comedy show? Would you have somebody lay your clothes out for you?
I wasn't a fucking moron just because I was on TV for crying out loud.
But I mean, I was just wondering, like, do they all have people who would say, would you like this or this? Like.
Oh, I had somebody before every show that I would do.
And then you would choose what you want.
Well, they would put the clothes on me, but first they give me a sponge bath. And that's still good. Now you know you're making good money. Give me a sponge bath, and if you're really lucky, you could get somebody lick you as a sponge bath.
Happy ending.
I shouldn't have said anything angry. I opened Pandora's box.
Well, speaking of Pandora's box is a whole different story.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's amazing. It's just amazing, the Iowa caucus.
Yes, sir.
And if you've never gone to it, book a plane and go up there and watch. No.
Remember, you went to that, Alex, you were saying it was nice. You went to that diner. It was really, it seems like middle America is totally different than New York.
A diner that we did the show from. I can't remember.
It was nice when you did that day.
Yeah, but we did it from a diner, and this diner was a diner that every candidate would show up at, except if they knew Alex Bennett was in town. So I sat there for days with nobody.
Really?
Yeah, right. But we were told that everybody, so we did a show from that diner, and it was
New Hampshire.
Yeah,
what?
No, in Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Wait a minute. Was it Iowa? I did the
I remember I had one. I taped it on Audible when you went up there. I have to look at my CDs.
I think it was if I'm not mistaken. I think maybe that was
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Yeah, that was New Hampshire.
I have to check. I wrote it on the
that was New Hampshire that they had that.
Not Iowa. Not Iowa. Yeah.
No, right.
I used to be in Iowa City. But
when?
When?
Yeah, when?
When I was a child.
I was going to say.
No, you were not a child then.
Well, maybe I was.
It looks nice.
Years old. Something like
What?
that. I was 30 years old at that time.
Okay, not a child. 30 in Iowa City. Whereabouts?
Almost by the corn.
By the what?
The corn.
There's corn everywhere.
There's
Well,
corn.
I know that.
He's
Right next to our
I
house
was
was
right. I
corn.
was right next to the corn.
There's corn everywhere.
I know.
Go down to the corn and make a right.
Well, there's no corn right now.
Oh no, the corn's picked.
Yeah, the corn's picked, and everybody is going on a hayride or something. But anyway,
No hayrides. It's fucking freezing up here right now. Right? Yeah.
I know that's what you said.
And it's nothing. It gets to be 30 below.
Yeah, and what's going to happen after
No.
this show? Eventually, we're going to say, "Whatever happened to Scott Boddicker?" And he turned out to be a frozen
He
corpse.
froze.
He froze to death.
Okay, Alex.
Yes.
Alex. Yes, sir.
Yes.
I've been drinking since 11
Oh,
a.m.
Jesus Christ!
He's got to drink some coffee.
So he's got antifreeze in him.
Oh, you're
Oh.
right. You're right.
It's cold. I'm on my balcony. It's outside. I
Oh
get
my
good
God! Don't
reception
jump.
out here.
It's wearing underwears.
Stay away from the
Brian?
lead.
What? Brian, what?
You've been drinking since 11 o'clock this morning?
Oh, I'm in Iowa. What else is there?
Well, wait a minute. I didn't
He
know
was
that
cold.
he was cold.
He's not cold
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
No, yeah,
Oh,
it's cold.
Boddicker.
Like, and I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what are you holding up there, Brian?
Brian?
We are. We're back to COVID tests at work.
No.
What? Really?
Yeah, we're heightened alert.
Why? What happened?
Because of the holidays.
Yeah, so we're our Sweden facility is spiking with COVID, so we are doing it now too.
Really?
Hmm?
This is a company that makes tests for COVID and things like
They're all
that.
coming down with it.
You know,
Imagine nobody there's got the vaccine.
couldn't take your own advice, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Brian got COVID?
so what, are you?
Can't
are you-
you think
wait,
it's-
wait a minute.
So you guys got to go down to CVS to get your test?
Man, yeah, exactly. Nobody got What's all that? What?
The jokes already went through during COVID. It's like we make the test and we can't even take our own test. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but wait a minute. Now, let me ask you this. So what happened exactly? They became an outbreak at your office?
Things are starting to pick up a little bit. So we're being cautious. We're being cautious about it right now because we can't have COVID on our products. So
Well, I would say if you're making
that would be a bummer.
Yeah, if you're making a product to find COVID, having COVID on your products doesn't exactly work for a company.
Yeah.
It actually spikes sales, though, no?
we're doing weekly. We're doing weekly right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, oh
Do
boy.
it daily.
Yeah, are you doing it right now?
yes.
Very good.
Oh, I wonder if you could be.
Are you showing the proper way of doing it?
Oh, he's going up the nose.
Why are you hiding your nose?
Come on, show us your
Right,
balls.
big boy. Like a random-
I know it's big enough for me to inhale the.
We're gonna find out.
Right.
Gonna
Yes,
find
and
out if he
now
has
here, what you do is you take the swab and you put it in the
Ew.
fluid. You put it in the fluid, and,
Ew.
now you drop it on the little dots there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't say who, but some guys that I know stuck it in their mouth and did it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not
I mean, the same thing. Fine, but right.
The directions.
Ow.
That would have been Michael Dinchowski for me.
Oh,
While we're waiting for my test, maybe Ray can sing a song.
Ray.
What do
As
you
long
want me
as
to
they
say?
don't put it somewhere else and put it in that little box with a C on it, right?
Ray,
Now,
why
if
don't
you
you sing us
test
the
positive,
song?
do you stay home?
What do you want me to sing?
Ray, sing the song you sang on Facebook.
Oh, Taste the Biscuit?
The biscuit. What?
I don't know. Ray's crazy. I think sometimes.
No. No, it's a
Taste the
meme. It's a meme. Check it out. My friend,
I
it's
saw
a
that.
movie my friends are in. It's an independent film. There's like millions of people watching.
Oh, really?
Is that
Yeah,
what you
check-
guys
it's
said,
called
like,
Taste the
like,
Biscuit.
bacon?
Yeah, I was just screwing around.
That's pretty cool.
I have nothing to do.
Oh boy.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Hey, I didn't bring it up.
That's true. They
anyway,
do.
Tony, I just erased your post on my.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, well, no,
It's not
you know,
fine.
it's
And
a-
biscuit, I don't have a picture of. I got a second.
just a big
okay.
picture of a dog. What do I want that on my Facebook page?
I know.
for?
That's the one I walk every day.
Oh, good.
I replaced
cold
my
out
mother
here.
with the dog. I figure you get a kick out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm joking.
All right. So
All right.
anyway, hey, listen, I got a story here for you.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Once
Something.
upon a time, there were three little pigs. No, I got a story for you here. And this one, it always gets me when this happens, and I don't know why. I guess it's my upbringing years ago when there was a thing called the witch hunts and so on with McCarthy hearings and so on and so forth. And so I always get mad that people don't get their full advantage of the American system of being able to be considered guilty until proven so. Well, it seems that Hulu has said thanks but no thanks to a reality show that would have featured the family of Sean Diddy Combs, and the project from James Corden's production company was in early stages when the discussion was made to bag it after multiple lawsuits alleging sexual assault were filed against the mega producer. That's Sean Diddy Combs, not Corden. On December 6th, it was reported that the most recent allegations against Combs, and he was accused of sex trafficking and participating in gang rape of an 11th grader, a.k.a. Jane Doe, in 2003. Is this right? For them to dump him without a trial, without any evidence being provided, just the accusation itself? I mean, after he's found guilty, I could see them dropping him. But prior to this, is there something wrong with that picture?
Yeah, I think the guy might be living right next door to that girl. And it might be somehow a good idea to keep him away for a while he's...
No, I don't think that's it at all. I don't think that's it. That's not what I'm saying here. He has been accused.
Yeah.
Accused of this. But he hasn't been found guilty of this. And by the way, I don't think the girl lives next door, because nobody wants to live next door to Sean Diddy Combs. But, you know, I mean, is it right to dump something based upon accusations? Because anybody can make accusations. And believe it or not, a lot of these accusations were made in the last hours before the law in New York. They had a law where you could file these charges and it could go back 20 years, 30 years, whatever. And then the day came that this particular rule went away. And on that day, that's when this particular case was filed. Isn't there something suspicious about that, maybe?
So what was he dropped from? What did you say?
Hulu.
Oh.
A show that he was going to do for Hulu.
Well, their lawyers get in the room and they just say it's not worth it. It's not worth it. What the lawsuits? It's not worth the hassle. We'll just get rid of them. We'll do something else. You know, they don't even care.
Yeah, but I mean, but they're doing this as a result of accusations.
Yeah, that's what they do now.
You know, but that's wrong.
Oh, I agree.
You know, that's absolutely wrong. It's enough to make me want to quit Hulu. Because, I mean, it's just, I think, unconscionable. This goes on a lot today. Now, maybe he was guilty of doing it. Maybe someday he will be found guilty. But right now, he has to be presumed innocent. Am I not right?
But I think I read a story that he might have paid her hush money.
No. This was another case. This was his
another case? Oh, I'm sorry.
Ex-girlfriend of his who said, I said to him, I'm gonna go to the law and say you raped me or something like that, and unless you pay me $30,000.
Okay.
So then he didn't. So she went and she made the accusation, and they were going to charge him with it. And the last minute she stopped because they came to an accommodation, which meant he paid her off. It was easier to pay her off than go through the grief of having to deal with a woman who was probably lying. Okay. Yeah. And wanted money out of this whole thing, but you just give her some money and have her go away.
Right.
You know, of course I don't remember the McCarthy hearings because I wasn't alive, but I do remember Richard Jewell, the at the Atlanta Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they absolutely ruined this guy's life.
By the way, I was at the Atlanta Olympics, and I was in that place.
He was innocent.
And he turned out to be innocent, but his life was destroyed, and I think he died and everything.
Accusations. Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that story. Yeah.
Yeah, and the press was all over him too. You remember that? They were
Yeah.
like standing out his
It
apartment.
was all just assumed that he was guilty.
And I think he wound up suing the FBI, if I'm not mistaken.
I
And
think so.
Got some money out of that.
But his health was never good again, and it just destroyed the poor guy.
Yeah.
That was a great movie they made about it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And that was quite a few years ago, and it's happened hundreds of times since then.
Yeah.
Well, I just it bothers me when I see this kind of thing go on, because I just think we have to presume innocence. So you don't get rid of them. You don't stop them from having a job. I mean, yeah, I know you don't want to have the stain of whatever he did on your company because you're hiring him, but that's not the American way, you know. And if you're going to stand up for the democracy, you're going to stand up for a right of a person to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. What dog is that, Brian? Is that Tony's dog that he's sitting?
Oh yeah,
it's all messed up though. Yes,
that's Kansas.
No, that's a dog.
Oh, I gotta see it. I don't see the big picture.
Oh, I see the dog now. Yeah.
What dog?
No, I have to readjust it.
Readjust the dog.
So anyway, that just kind of bothers
Adjust my dog.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in the American system, and I believe in the honesty of. See, the American system is created to make you believe that it's something that it really isn't really in practice. You know, yeah, you're presumed innocent until found guilty. Oh, right? Tell Hulu that.
So, Alex?
Huh?
Is Trump innocent?
Is Trump innocent? Yes, at this point. Until he's proven guilty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And, you know, if he were working for me, I wouldn't fire him. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know if he would ever be working for me. Probably the other way around, but, you know.
It's got so profound when he's drunk.
Who? Scott is profound.
Where is Scott? I can't see him. Can you see him?
Because he's outside freezing his ass off.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's down from the bar down the street.
And then you missed it, Ray. He said he was fucking, and then he waited too long, but he said drunk after that.
What? Charlie, what did I say?
No, you are really funny, Scott. You really are.
I will come up to New Jersey and fuck you up, bitch.
Okay, you're getting demonetized.
Okay.
Well, there goes my.
I'm just teasing Charlie.
No, that's okay. I know, Scott. You can tease me. I'm okay.
There goes 50 cents out the window.
Yeah. Calm down, OJ.
Well, why don't you just go inside where there's light and we can see you?
You can't see.
Oh, there he is. I see him a little.
I see
It's kind of
everybody.
faded. I see a little bit of light in the bottom there.
Okay,
Got a hoodie.
I'm on my balcony in Iowa under a cover because it's freezing out here right now. But anyway, I'm
Iowa.
sorry.
He could be naked. He could be naked right now, and we wouldn't know.
Remember the
I
day
am
he took
totally
his shirt off?
naked right now outside in
I
Iowa.
remember the night he took his shirt off.
He
Funny.
took
You're
his
like-
shirt off at the end. Yeah, that was hysterical.
It's like you're in an episode of Fargo.
Fargo.
Yeah.
What the hell's that guy?
It was-
Okay, I'll go
I don't know. He
inside,
just seems like
make
he's in an
everybody happy.
episode of Fargo.
I will move inside,
Yeah, make it
turn
happen.
on some lights,
Yeah.
make everybody happy.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Like he's
Good,
one of
good.
the stones. He's rising.
I'm so old. I lost my glasses.
So
now,
old.
thank you.
Too warm inside.
I am a Mormon.
It's too warm.
Oh, warm. Okay.
We are all Mormons.
It's warm in here now, yeah.
Good. He's not going to get frostbite now. We're happy. Yeah.
He thought you said
I'll
Mormon.
crank all the lights
Yeah, he
on.
thinks he's Mormon. I can't.
But
Really.
no, he says he's Warman. Oh, there we go.
Can you see me now?
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
This is a man, ladies and gentlemen, in case you aren't knowledgeable about this, who has been drinking since 11 o'clock this morning.
11 o'clock at the Big Grove in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Yeah.
You got to be tired.
And what is the time? Is it there? 10:39.
It is, yes, 10:39. Yes, yes, sir.
So almost 12 hours. Good for
And
you.
so where are you staying?
In my condo in Iowa.
In your condo? Oh, you own a condo in Iowa?
Yes, yes, sir.
Really?
Something we all aspire
Why in
to.
the world did you buy?
Yeah, we think Florida, no?
Why in the world did you buy yourself a condo in Iowa?
It's not even warm.
Because it's near the bar.
It is exactly. Who said that?
Me?
Yeah.
Ray?
Okay, I can walk half a block to my east to be in a brewery in Iowa.
Okay, listen, I would suggest, okay, this is just a suggestion. And I'm not
Yes, sir.
suggesting this because I don't like you just being stinking drunk on this show. Which
Oh, I'm not. Am I drunk? Maybe a little.
But I had a friend recently die
Oh.
from cirrhosis of the liver.
Me
Okay.
too.
And finding out after the fact that he was drinking a lot more than I thought he was drinking.
Oh, sure, Shecky. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say who, but.
Oh, we know who. Okay.
And whenever I see people drinking, it bothers me because if I care about them, which I do care about you, I don't want to see you getting cirrhosis of the liver. And you don't think you will, but chances are pretty good you will.
Problem is, it happens quick.
Well,
it does happen quick.
Yeah, I've had two close friends die of it. One, she was in her 30s, and the other guy was in his early 50s. And they're just going along, everything's fine, and then boom. And then once it starts,
all of a sudden,
once it starts, man, they can't. They can't stop.
They can't do anything about it.
Not usually. He just if they get it early enough and you stop drinking completely, they can kind of keep it under control. But if you drink any more after it starts, there's a point of no return.
Wow. Yes. Yes. Yes, Charlene.
And they won't give you liver transplants if you're an alcoholic.
Well,
Right.
unless you're what's his name? Mickey
Well,
Mantle got a liver transplant.
Well, if you're Mickey Mantle and you're
Mantle.
I'm not Mickey Mantle, but yeah.
But you're a Scott Boddicker in Iowa,
Yeah.
almost Mickey Mantle.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Almost, but not quite.
Wait a minute. And you have passed.
All clear.
I passed.
All clear.
I studied all night, so I passed.
You passed your COVID
So I got to
test.
take a picture. So I took a picture of it, and I got to show security tomorrow to get in the building.
Was that
Oh,
15
really?
minutes already? Wow.
Wow.
Word.
As long as the control line is there.
Yeah, Charlene, you want to have your hand up?
Oh no, Scott is good
Yes.
though. I mean, he just said what I was going to say. Like big rock stars get liver transplants and stuff, because they can pay.
Exactly.
See, look he's good. He's still cognizant and he knows what he's talking about for a guy drinking.
If you
He's
got the
been
money,
drinking
you can
since 11
transplant.
o'clock this morning for
What does that
crying
have to
out
do-
loud.
Scott, you got to calm down. a little
I
bit.
haven't had a drink since 1973 for crying out loud.
Okay.
I don't drink
okay.
either. Just coffee and tea. Yeah.
I don't
Well,
drink. I don't drink at
That's
all.
very good.
I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
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 I never
I'm
like
worried.
taste
I'm not
this
because
Sunday.
it's not good for the liver. It isn't.
I drink a little bit, but hardly ever.
If you did a beer a day, I don't think you would get cirrhosis of the liver.
No,
But
no.
if you start drinking at 11 o'clock in the morning,
Okay. It was a special day in Iowa.
well,
The-
how is
the-
it? Wait a minute.
the-
How was it a special day
Thursday.
today?
It was Thursday.
Every day is a special day in Iowa.
No.
Who
Oh.
worried about it?
The Big Grove which is the brewery.
Mm-hmm.
They opened up a new store in Cedar Rapids.
And so that was the big day.
Oh,
Very special
Like
day.
opening the Stop and
You got
Shop.
free drink.
And I went down there and we started drinking early. And but yeah,
Oh,
normally when I'm in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
I drink maybe a beer or two a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you're fine.
for you.
You know.
I'm just in Iowa having a good time. My wife is in Texas, so I'm
That's
having a
nice.
really good time right now.
This is the only guy in the world I know, by the way, folks, that if his wife is in Texas and he's in Iowa, the first thing he thinks about is drinking. The first thing I would be thinking about is having sex with somebody. Wait a minute, not anymore. In fact, Marjorie, I was thinking about it tonight. Marjorie is the only wife I ever had that I didn't cheat on.
Because you don't want to have sex anyway, right?
Yeah, you know why I don't have all the others.
But yeah.
Alex?
What?
It'd kill you.
It's true.
You're 83 years old.
Marjorie.
Right?
Marjorie would kill me. Oh,
that's what I mean. She'd kill you.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Marjorie would kill
Alex?
me.
Alex?
He's not to think like maybe.
Alex?
I see his eyes moving around. Like, you never know.
Alex?
What?
Oh.
Can you even have sex anymore?
Oh my God.
Tell the truth. I want to know. I want to know from my.
Is there?
I'm 65. I want to know if I'm 83. Can I have sex anymore?
Can I answer it this way? Is there a reason why you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
I want to know.
Why?
You're 18 years older than me.
Yeah.
Can I have sex at 83?
It's not easy. It's not easy. Okay. Because I had a prostate operation. Didn't remove the prostate, but I had all it was radiated to a fairly well. And after that it gets a little more difficult,
Okay. Good. I mean, I want to know.
Hey, look at De Niro and Pacino. They just had kids.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Oh my God, you're right. How are they doing? And De Niro had prostate cancer.
I think I would still have a good operating mechanism if I hadn't had those operations.
Okay.
Yeah. So that if that answers your question, just don't get prostate cancer.
Up to the prostate, you were okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Oh yeah.
At what age? 79? 80?
79.
I feel like this is Alex's life.
I mean, this is life changing for me, man.
Yeah, but
I
Scott,
think I was 81 when I had the prostate stuff.
81?
Alex, can I don't mean to speak on your behalf, but when I used to visit Shecky, he used to tell me about all your different girlfriends. You were in a nice way. But how can Scott compare himself to you? I mean, you've dated quite a lot of famous women.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about, Shecky? When you went to see Shecky, what did you say?
Sometimes we would talk about, I would ask about you and stuff like that. Some of your funny stories.
And what did he say about me?
No, he said that you were always loyal, but you dated a lot, I guess, because you were famous. So I'm trying to say that Scott's trying to compare him. Scott, I don't know if you can compare yourself to him because
I've got a solid sexual partner.
All right.
She loves sex.
All right.
What can I say?
And she'll get it any way she can from anybody she can.
Well, right now,
she is a solid.
She's probably getting it right now.
Yeah.
She's probably saying to herself, "Boy, I'm certainly glad when Scott isn't here."
And everything changes.
Yeah. So he's up there drinking his nuts off, but down here I'm screwing everybody in the.
No.
I'm working I'm making my way through the Snapple factory.
Very, very loyal. And there's no Snapple in Plano too. I want to tell you that right now.
But the company's there.
No.
Not anymore?
I thought it was on the campus.
They moved.
Oh, they moved. Okay. They probably knew you were there and getting drunk a lot. So.
No. They moved up north.
Well, hold it down just a little bit, Scott, so we can talk to a few other people here.
All right.
How you doing?
I'll cool out, man.
How you doing, Kevin?
I'm good. Enjoying the entertainment.
What is the entertainment? Getting Scott drunk? If that's
I'm not drunk.
Come on, Scott. Scott, hey, look.
Denial isn't denial the first stage?
No,
That's like saying I didn't have any coffee all day.
Denial's a river in Egypt. What?
If Phil was on here, I'd be drunk.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, all I'm saying is you're drunk. But that's okay. I'm not holding that against you.
No, but
it's just I perhaps have to tell you to hold it down for a little bit. So Jeff hasn't said a word all night, and I think that had a lot to do. I think that had a lot.
He never talks.
He does.
Well,
No.
You never hear him talk because you're talking. Yeah. But anyway, by the way, our they came out with some stuff today, and everybody's talking about Biden's a horrible president, it's a terrible president, blah blah blah. Do you know that the stock market in the last 2 days went up almost 1,000 points?
That's fucking Biden. He made the stock market go up.
Yes.
Unemployment's at a record low. Inflation's going down. Gas is going down, and then they keep saying it isn't. They're just lying.
Well, no, the thing is, it's a perception because it's just people keep saying it over and over again. Oh, the economy's terrible. Biden sucks. He's doing a terrible job with the economy. No, the economy is actually on a rebound. In fact, all these Republican naysayers back last year were saying, wait till we get into 2023, you're going to see things get a lot worse.
Yeah. Trump said we were going to have a depression worse than 1929.
Yeah. Well, where's that depression now?
Well, he's just full of crap. He just says stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, well, I know.
Trump sucks.
But the fact is that and then the part that really gets me, they're trying to impeach him.
Oh, God.
Come on.
No evidence.
No, they have no evidence. They have absolutely no evidence. All right?
It's all about Hunter Biden. He sucks.
Oh, there you go. See?
I just see the light like it.
Hunter Biden isn't in office. Hunter Biden has nothing to do with...
The reason you're seeing the light now is because Scott is nose down in the rug.
My mom's coming to me.
Whoa. That's trippy.
I hope he's all right. Tomorrow, no drinking, Scott.
Oh, tomorrow he isn't going to be able to lift the glass. His head's going to hurt so hard.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I don't like about when you do that. The hangover the next day.
Really?
Better have a margarita ready.
What do you take over there? What do you take?
Let me get another
Bloody
shot
Mary.
out.
Really?
Bloody Marys, yeah, they're pretty good for a hangover.
That's what they say, yeah.
Yeah.
Hair of the
hair
dog.
of the dog, right. Oh,
Yeah, the
let's get it together.
But
Let's talk about Hunter Biden. Come on.
What about him?
I swear. It's
He's
like
an addict.
It's like doing like driving down the road with a drunken person who's tugging on your steering wheel. That's how hard it becomes to do the show with Scott when he's 3 cups to the. Oh yeah, try this. You know what this is? Those are 2 of those. Yeah.
Alex, how often do I call into your show?
Give me the finger. Give me the finger again.
So what?
Okay. Does that mean I have 1 minute left?
Jimmy Gutowski.
What is
He's a producer.
I was gonna say, so if you don't call that much and you're always drunk, so what's the percentage of your drunk on here?
That's a good
Okay, Brian, don't make me come out there to California and kick your ass, buddy.
Are you gonna drive?
I know where you live, buddy.
I know where you live.
We have no corn.
I'll give you Phil's address.
Phil opened the door,
Put it in the chat.
Hey, I know you.
Meet me at my job at AAA Carpet. A1 Carpet.
In Concord, California.
Concord, California. A1 Carpet. I'll be waiting for you.
It's Carpet 1.
Carpet
A1.
There you go.
That's it. Carpet 1. Carpet
Oh.
Carpet
Hey,
1.
Alex.
Public nothing. What?
I really miss Phil calling in. I do.
Really?
Well, tell him to call in.
Well, he's welcome to call in anytime he wants to, but he doesn't want to.
It's like a car accident. I miss Phil. I love to see him, but I hate him. Yeah.
But there were times
like
when
a
you wouldn't even call the show when Phil was on it.
Oh, I know. But I truly miss him calling in, give his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Hey, Phil's one